If you've ever wondered what a chiropractor does, this video is for you. My name is Dr. Laura Gravel. I'm a chiropractor from London, Ontario. And in our office, we look at how the spine moves and how it affects the brain. So we do things called vitality tests in the office, and I'm going to run you through I'm going to do a series of videos. So on my YouTube channel, you'll be able to see, I'm not going to do all of them in one video, it's too long. I'm going to pick two each video to explain how the brain connects to the body and what we evaluate. So the first one is, we call it fingers to the floor, and I've done the video this way so you can see the full length of me, and I'm going to step back. So fingers to the floor is, we have you with straight legs, and this is going to be, a lot of people will bend the legs and bend the knees. We're going to take our hands, see how far down. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see how far down I can go, and then I'm going to show you where often we see people stop. Okay, so with straight legs, no bend in the legs, we're going to slide the hands down, and our goal is to get fingers to the floor. So many people stop here. Many people first off bend the knees, and we have to stop them because that is not what we need. We need straight legs. And many people stop about here, which is about a foot, maybe even 6 inches. We measure how far from the ground you can go. Now, people often say, Dr. Laura, I've never been able to touch the ground. My hamstrings are too tight. I rewind that and rephrase that a little bit. Let's understand there's a different perspective here. The spine has to move. We have to have fluidity, flexibility. That tells the brain, dampen the stress response. What does the stress response have to do with muscles? Well, when we're on guard and we're on ready, our big burst muscles are active, and they are not inhibited. They're not dampened or dialed down regulated. What are our big burst muscles? Hamstrings, because they're ready. We're ready to go. So when people say, Dr. Laura, I've never been able to touch the ground, and it doesn't matter if you're 6'7", 6 foot, 5'2", you should be able to still, fluidity, flexibility, touch the ground. So then we measure in our office, we redo these tests every 12 visits, fluidity, flexibility, dampening the stress response. We're able to stand upright. We're more efficient in gravity. This is a very inefficient posture. And how closer to the ground we can go. That's number one. Number two is a balance series test. So it's called the Romberg's test. And what it is I ask patients to stand on one leg with their eyes closed and the other leg up. So I'm going to show you it now. It's called the Romberg's test. So we're going to do both legs. I'm not going to show you both legs now, but the patient would do both legs. So we stand on one leg, the other leg comes up, we close our eyes. And I have the patient go until they can go no longer. In an ideal world, we would look for 30 seconds each side. Many people do not get to 30 seconds. They will, just like I did, put that foot down or touch the wall. So Dr. Laura just marks how many seconds they were able to do that. Now patients say, oh, Dr. Laura, I bump into walls all the time. I've never been great at balance. Again, we look at, if our eyes are open, we take in data, and that goes right to our brain. When you close the eyes, we don't have that window inside. So then we have to rely on how else do we process and appreciate and become aware of that information and process effectively, and that is through a spine that moves. So if a spine isn't moving properly, the brain isn't adapting appropriately to that information, and we're not going to be able to do the task at hand. So many people start at 3, and when we redo these tests every 12 visits in our office, we look for an increase in that person's number. Ideally, we want to be to 30 seconds, and I've had people in their 80s be able to get to 30 seconds. So it's not an age thing at all. It's a mobility of the spine and a processing of data information. So those are two tests that we do in the office to give you a little insight as to what a chiropractor does. So the first one was fingers to the floor, mobility. Second one was balance. So you can check out the rest of my YouTube channel to see which of the other vitality tests and which ones do you think you'd be best at. So if you're interested in more, number one, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, pass it along to somebody, comment, I'd love to hear. And if you want a professional opinion, we are here. My website is in my YouTube channel. And stay tuned. You will find some more vitality tests and other YouTube videos. So Dr. Laura Gravel, Chiropractor, London, Ontario.